Coming up, the coronavirus accelerates, affecting northern Arizona's economy, the Navajo Nation, the elderly, and much more. An update on the global pandemic starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to a special edition of NAZ Today. I'm Aaron Vidito.
And I'm Joy Johnson reporting from Phoenix. Thanks for tuning in.
The number of coronavirus cases around the globe surpassed 3 million just this afternoon. The United States still sits at number 1 with the most confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the country, with over 979,000, making up nearly a third of the total cases around the globe. The U.S. is also seeing more than 4 times the number of cases in Spain, the country with the second highest number. The global death toll surpassed 200,000, while nearly 900,000 are known to have recovered from the virus. And the state of Arizona now has over 6,700 cases, with 426 of them in Coconino County. Here are the numbers by zip code in Flagstaff. The 86004 area, which takes up a large portion of East Flagstaff, is seeing the most cases at 38.
17 Navajo Police Department employees tested positive for COVID-19. 11 police officers and 6 civilian personnel are currently all in quarantine. The names of those who tested positive will not be released. Administrative employees with the Chinle facility have been placed on administrative leave until the decontamination of the building is complete. The Navajo Nation surpassed 1,700 confirmed cases of COVID-19 with 59 deaths. This comes as the tribal nation prepares for its third 57-hour weekend curfew in a row.
And the Navajo Nation and Hopi tribes have the added problem of limited access to food and water, as they always have. These areas are known as food deserts. Only 13 grocery stores serve an area larger than the state of West Virginia, providing that vital access. A group of community organizers and volunteers put together a relief fund to meet this challenge. The Flagstaff Navajo filmmaker who has been documenting the relief effort says the solution lies within the fundamental principle of the Navajo culture. NAZ Today's Sakya Kalsoyas explains.
Dikos Nsagi Nahastates Ada, the Navajo name for COVID-19. The virus still poses a grave threat to vulnerable people and elders who live on the Navajo Nation, many with underlying health conditions like asthma and diabetes. Efforts to slow their spread continue. Navajo authorities have extended the public health emergency declaration into the month of May. A Navajo teaching is prompting people into action.
Is the net teaching of family, of having a relationship to one another.
The Navajo and Hopi Families COVID-19 Relief Fund, started by former Navajo Nation Attorney General Ethel Branch, has been sanitizing, packaging food and water at distribution centers in Navajo communities. Donations have reached over $1 million as of this past weekend.
So they've been raising money. Ethel Branch started the GoFundMe. It's raising money for families that are impacted by COVID-19, both on the Navajo and Hopi reservation.
I'm in a full Tyvek suit, just given the precautionary measures of having appropriate PPE.
Deidre suited up in PPE and went to document the relief efforts on video at a distribution center in Tuba City, Arizona, when a large shipment of canned water arrived, donated from a famous celebrity.
The organization had received a donation from Jason Momoa's water company called Mananalu Water.
We got great news. Last week I was on Ellen, and we got to donate 20,000 cans to the Navajo Nation, the Hopi families, and it just went down there, and I'm so excited to show it to you. They sent me these beautiful pictures, and then this beautiful director, Deidre Peaches, made this little film, and I'm excited to share it with you. And it's just something I'm proud. We're a small water company.
As the pandemic continues on into the summer months, Peaches says she'll continue to capture these moments in history with her camera.
I plan to make more content relating to COVID-19 and how it's impacting Diné communities and Navajo people, because our stories are important, our people are important, our perspective is important.
On behalf of the Navajo and Hopi Nation, we'd like to say
thank you.
Saki Kalsoyas, NAZ Today.
Testing is still encouraged for individuals who are exhibiting COVID-19 symptoms, such as a cough, fever, and shortness of breath, or for those who may have been exposed to the virus. and testing is becoming more available. Health officials will have a specimen collection site available in Fredonia. A medical professional will be available at the site to provide screening and education about the virus. This will be on Thursday, April 30th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. In Flagstaff, the specimen collection site located at Fort Tuthill will continue to operate Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Testing is recommended 5 to 7 days following exposure. For more information, visit Coconino County's website.
An employee of the Northern Arizona Transit Mountain Line tested positive for COVID-19 on Tuesday. There's no word as to whether that employee was a driver, but health officials are warning those who rode a Mountain Line bus between April 1st and April 18th to watch for symptoms. Mountain Line is asking individuals who have other means of transportation to not ride transit at this time. But if riding is necessary, they recommend wearing a face mask. Precautions were implemented as of late March to try to reduce the spread of the virus. This includes free fare service, backdoor boarding only, a chain separating the driver from the rest of the bus by 6 feet, and increased disinfecting of buses. All employees are required to wear a face mask while on Mountain Line property or when operating a vehicle, and have their temperature taken when they arrive to work.
The adjustment from in-classroom to online learning has been a challenge for students, particularly those with student jobs. Some of them may have lost those jobs, and others have been declared essential workers and must stay on the job. NAZ Today's Emmanuel Molina talks with some of the students struggling with all this change.
Brenda Padilla, a biomed student who is an essential worker at a rehabilitation center, talks about the impacts of COVID-19 has on her job.
It's so sad to see the elderly, they're on lockdown, so they can't see their families. And a lot of these patients, are terminal, and these are their last, several weeks or months, whatever they have, and they can't see their family, or they just have to see them through the window. So it's really sad.
As online classes become a new reality for students, those who also work are trying to find a balance.
It's so really hard because it's a different dynamic that I'm used to, and being a bio major, it really affected our classes and our labs. If anything, I work more now, so it's really hard to keep up with different deadlines and also work and deal with the stress of COVID.
Brooklyn Sanchez, a business management student who is an essential worker at a restaurant, talks about the impacts of COVID-19 has on her job.
It really affected. The restaurant is completely closed down, so no guests are allowed inside, and a lot of other employees besides to-go specialists aren't able to do their jobs, or they're only getting scheduled once or twice a week to have a balance.
As an essential worker and a full-time student, there are pressures to deal with from both sides.
It's hard to decide if I should give up a shift or not, because I know that I'm needed, and the job that I'm doing people may not think it is important, but it is, and a lot of people don't have the time or the resources to cook food at home, or if they have a big family, it's easier to just order takeout, or it sometimes even is cheaper. And I feel like sometimes when I do give up my shift to complete online school, that I'm giving up one thing that's important for another.
It is certainly a new reality for students trying to find a balance between their education and their work. Emmanuel Molina, NAZ Today.
We're learning more about COVID-19 every day, and one of the first things researchers learned is that the elderly are more at risk for contracting the virus. NAZ Today's Sheridan Moronic caught up with some of the elderly in her home of Orange County, California.
And to paraphrase Winston Churchill, never has so little been done by so many for so long.
California resident Bob West, who's following government orders to stay home, is not too fond of the lack of activity. A lot of seniors feel this way, being confined to their homes in fear of contracting the coronavirus. Many feel the only way to stay connected now is through technology.
The hardest part is the lack of socialization. Most older people, their hobbies kind of stem around socialization. I like to go out to lunch with friends. I'm not doing that. So I am certainly realizing the importance of socialization through technology now.
While some seniors are getting sick of being home, others can't even go home for fear of travel. Washington resident Mickey Shannon was visiting California when the pandemic began.
So I come down to Bob's usually in January middle of January and usually stay a couple of months. And that was my plan this year. And then, it rolled around to the middle of March and the whole thing broke open. So I have canceled that. I'm not sure when I'm going home at this point.
Seniors around the world feel isolated because of social distancing orders. Like the rest of us, though, older people are trying to find the bright side in these dark times.
When we do go out, we go for, take simple pleasures. Let's go for a ride.
No matter your age, the simple pleasures, as West put it, can keep people going. Going for a drive, reading a book, and exercising are ways people can stay healthy in isolation. And checking up on family and friends using technology can help anyone feel less alone. Sheridan Moronic, NAZ Today.
Las Vegas is known as a city that never sleeps, but due to COVID-19, it has been shut down since March 16th. Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman has been targeted by critics over her fight to open the city back up without any specific plan to prevent the spread of the virus. NAZ Today's Alexandria Vallejo is in Vegas and says Vegas remains strangely quiet.
Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman has faced a lot of criticism after suggesting that casinos, hotels, and restaurants should be allowed to reopen. CNN's Anderson Cooper asked Goodman how that could happen while still maintaining social distancing.
So you don't believe there should be any social distancing? You don't believe that this is
Of course I believe there should be. Of course. I'm a
How do you do that in a casino?
That's up to them to figure out. I don't own a casino. I don't know anything
Wait a
about
minute.
it.
Meanwhile, drivers continue to cruise down the strip waving American flags and Trump 2020 flags to protest the shutdown and demand Vegas open back up for business. Despite the protests and urge to open from the mayor, Las Vegas has remained shut down and the strip is a ghost town. The casinos across Nevada have been shut down as well, and the last time the strip has been shut down like this was in 1963, during President John F. Kennedy's funeral, and that was only for 15 hours, not 30-plus days. Signs still display advertisements and words of optimism, but the lively crowds of tourists wandering down the entertainment capital of the world are nowhere to be seen. Businesses are boarded up, the Bellagio fountains are no longer in action, and the lights of many hotels have gone dark. The popular tourist spot Fremont Street is dark, barricaded, and closed. Although a few pedestrians can be seen wandering down the empty boulevard during the day, it still seems like a ghost town. The governor of Nevada, Steve Sisolak, has not made a decision yet on whether or not the shutdown will end on April 30th, despite the pressure from Mayor Goodman and protesters. The Las Vegas Strip will remain closed as seen until that decision is made. Alexandria Vallejo, NAZ Today.
Cities across the U.S. continue to deal with a shortage of hand sanitizer, but everyday people are stepping up to fill the gap, proving that heroes don't always wear capes. NAZ Today's Quanah Arnold has some examples in his story from his hometown, San Diego.
When the going gets tough, people always find innovative ways to come to the rescue. After hundreds of hospitals and clinics began running out of hand sanitizer, several San Diego distilleries went from making craft liquor to hand sanitizer, including co-owner of San Diego Sunshine Craft Spirits, Paul Markham, who says it's all about keeping people safe.
We're just handing out free sanitizer to the community and the local public. We gave a bunch away to the police department and fire department, not to add to the hysteria, but I just want everybody to be safe and treat others like you like to be treated.
Although making hand sanitizer is something many different distilleries are doing, co-owner of Copper Collar Distillery, Scott Nixon, says there's one challenge this local distillery is facing.
It's kind of a difficult transition, because I'll tell you, when we were looking for bottles, it was very difficult because we were kind of late in the game trying to get into this and everything. So the bottles that we actually acquired were essentially drinking water bottles with the sport cap on them. We had to come up with different labels to put around the top so that no one mistakes it for water.
Nixon says they're simply following the 3-step recipe provided by the World Health Organization.
It's really just the ethanol that we produce here on a regular basis, and then there's also glycerol and hydrogen peroxide.
After a push from the community, Copper Collar is proof that it really is the thought that counts.
It really came with the need of the community. They kind of reached out to us saying, hey, we hear distilleries across the nation are making hand sanitizer. Is this something that you're doing? And we thought, well, I mean, there's a way we can actually help out, so we figured, yeah, let's give it a try.
In a time when we are inundated with bad news, these businesses are making things just a little bit better. In San Diego, Quanah Arnold, NAZ Today.
While Arizona restaurants are closed for dine-in services, some have continued to allow customers to pick up their food or have it delivered. One restaurant in the Phoenix area is going the extra mile to let customers pick up their food straight from their personal food truck and enjoy music from their cars while they wait. They've also used social media to allow people to do their grocery shopping from the parking lot. Ginger Monkey has been open in the Chandler area since October 2016, but General Manager Monique Hughes says that even though the coronavirus outbreak has affected the restaurant, they've been trying to use their newfound free time wisely.
Been able to use this time in a very productive way by, starting a grocery program and having curbside pickup. We've been able to get a lot of things done here, like on the interior, that we've been wanting to do for a long time.
While they've been busy renovating the inside of the restaurant, Hughes and other staff members have kept busy by managing takeout orders.
We do have a food truck, so we were like, well, we can best utilize that for curbside. It would be a very easy grab and go, safe experience for those that still wanted to get some food that wasn't made at home.
Ginger Monkey's new grocery program provides essential items like flour, yeast, rice, eggs, and cleaning supplies that have been harder to come by in some stores.
We made a Facebook post about a month ago, shortly after we closed, and asked what they were having a difficult finding and if there was a way we could be of service. And so we used our vendors to bring those in large quantities. And then we just created a grocery program so they could just come up, pick up, and we would just bring it right out to them.
Local DJ Jamal Johnson frequently plays at Ginger Monkey. He's also been providing music for customers waiting to get their food from the curbside pickup program.
I assisted them with their curbside pickup, with just providing a little entertainment to the people that would sit in their cars, safe distancing away from each other, and let them hear music.
Hughes says the music is bringing in business.
Adding music has 100% increased the traffic. I think people are they're tired of being at home, and the social distancing can still be respected, but also having some kind of entertainment outside of the home. And I think bringing that music piece just allows people to get out of your own head.
Not only was it soothing to my soul, but to see the smile on the customers' faces was rewarding, very rewarding to see them just happy again.
Chandler is a large community, but Hughes says it seems a lot more tight-knit these days.
I feel like we're in a community that has really gone above and beyond for each other. And because of that, I think that's what makes Chandler so special. So we're happy.
Reach out, stay 6 feet apart. Touching me. Hey, come on.
If you live in the Chandler area and are in need of groceries, you can find more information on Ginger Monkey's Facebook page.
You have to stay home.
Not just to protect yourself, but to protect others.
Stay at least 6 feet away from other people. 2, arm's length. Just because you're at home
doesn't mean that we can't be alone together.
Why should I care about the 2020 census? Every 10 years, the census counts everyone living in the U.S.
Count everyone living with you.
Even kids!
Our numbers help shape funding and services.
For all these things.
That's a lot of stuff.
Your responses are safe and secure.
No matter who you are or where you're from.
We have reasons to care.
Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Student forecaster Raina Steffen here, and I just want to take a second to talk about the absolute gorgeous weather we've had in Flagstaff over the past couple weeks. It's crazy how it goes from snow to sunny and beautiful just like that. Taking a look at Flagstaff currently, we have a 72-degree temperature. It's partly cloudy and a little bit windy. This morning it was pretty windy out on Lake Mary. I went to go fishing, and even though it was windy, it was so beautiful and sunny. I can't say it enough. Get outdoors and enjoy what Northern Arizona has to offer. Go on a hike, go to the lake, take your dog on a walk. Taking a look at Snowbowl currently, this is near the Grand Canyon Express and check out that snow melt. The snow is melting, and I don't think this says anything more than summer's coming our way, and it's gonna get even warmer and beautiful up here. Except for, check out this excessive heat warning we have coming through up until Thursday in the southern and western regions of Arizona. Phoenix up through Havasu, Kingman up to Vegas is going to see an excessive heat warning. So if I were you, I would stay inside, kick up the AC, and enjoy that new TV show you're probably binge watching. Or if you have a pool, go out in the pool, catch a tan. It's going to be great weather for that. Checking out the high temperatures today for northern Arizona. Sedona at 87, Kingman at 90, Vegas at 95, Page 90, Winslow 88, and Phoenix at 101. That's pretty dang hot, if you ask me. Checking out our weather for tonight, our forecasted low is at 39 degrees, clear and slightly windy, and it's going to be great weather to get out there and take some pictures of the stars. That's something I've been wanting to do the past couple weeks, so I should definitely get out and do that soon while the weather's still nice at nighttime. Checking out tomorrow's forecast for Flagstaff, it's going to be a high of 79 degrees, sunny and clear. And checking out those forecasted temperatures, highs and lows. The lows are going to be 56 for Payson, 40 for Flagstaff, 61 for Page, Kingman 62, Lake Havasu over there at 77, and Phoenix at 70 for those lows. Taking a look at our extended forecast for this weekend, this week, it's just going to be beautiful in the 70 and 80 degree temperature range. Tomorrow it's going to be 79. Thursday it's going to go up to 80, and Friday jump back down to those 70s and be a little bit cloudy. Nothing we can't handle here in Flagstaff. It's going to be windy throughout the week, but nothing too crazy. We're getting a high pressure system coming up throughout the state, so that's where we're seeing those warm, record-breaking temperatures. Thanks for listening, and we'll be right back with sports with Ryan Peretti after the break.
Is my 2020 census data safe? After sending your census response, your personal information is kept safe. By law, it can't be shared with any other government agency, law enforcement, or landlord. No one. So take your 2020 census with peace of mind. Shape your future. Start here. Visit 2020census.gov.
Welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm your sports reporter, Ryan Peretti. Now, it might be hard to believe, but there was just a recent sporting event that happened just this last week. The NFL draft recently finished up, and the NA Lumberjacks enter year 15 of not having a player selected. The last Lumberjack drafted was punter Paul Ernster, who was taken in round 7 by the Denver Broncos in the 2005 draft. Now, despite the drought of players not being selected, 2 Lumberjacks had their dreams come true. Quarterback Case Cookis and defensive back Khalil Dorsey were both signed as undrafted free agents. Case Cookis has signed with the New York Giants. He received multiple calls during the draft, one from the New England Patriots and a call before the draft from the Broncos, but the best fit for Cookis is going to the Big Apple.
I'm super excited. You know, I grew up a Derek Jeter fan, so you know, it'll be cool to be able to go back to New York City. The last time I was there was 6th grade, so I'm sure it's changed a little bit, but I'm excited to kind of move over there and experience a different side of the country for a while.
And the whole reason behind his trip to New York as a kid was to see Derek Jeter play at the old Yankee Stadium. But this time he'll go back east with his new NAU career behind him, with over 12,000 yards through the air and 100+ touchdown passes. Now, moving on to the defensive side. Senior Khalil Dorsey was picked up as an undrafted free agent to the Baltimore Ravens. The 5'9", 170-pound defensive back accumulated over 197 total tackles and snagged 8 interceptions during his career as a Lumberjack. Dorsey also ran track from his freshman to junior years. taking track in the 60-meter hurdles, 60-meter dash, and the long jump. The speed of Dorsey caught the eyes of the Ravens as they look to add more depth in their powerhouse secondary. Now moving on to basketball court. Both NAU men's and women's basketball are bringing in some new but familiar faces. First, let's take a look at the men's team's key pickups so far this offseason. Malcolm Porter is one of the two key additions to the Shane Burkhart's Lumberjacks. Porter is an all-around player that plays to impact the outcome of the game rather than playing for stats. He's a combination guard, meaning he can play either the 1 or the 2. Porter, the 6'5" guard, averaged under 10 points a game last season and shot over 40% from the floor. Our sports reporter, Cade Gillis, had the chance to talk to Porter about why he chose NAU.
Coach Bokal just kind of emphasized like the whole community aspect of Flagstaff and how everyone kind of bought into the program, and there's a very big community aspect of the whole school, and that's the big thing that that I was looking forward to.
Now let's take a look at the second transfer coming to NAU. It's going to be Jay Green, the newest addition to the Lumberjacks. Green is transferring over from UNLV. Now he had a short stand here in Arizona for his senior year in high school, and he faced Shane Burkhart while he was head coach at Mesa at the time. Green actually dropped 23 points and beat Burkhart's team to win the tournament that was hosted by Mesa. Cade Gillis also got the chance to talk to Green about what stood out about NAU.
The coaching stuff just helped me. I had a chance to watch some film and have a chance to have a couple good meetings with the coaches, and I think Coach Bakura and I really have, a lot of similar values, and coach that I can really, excel under.
The 6'5" guard is someone who can lock down any player defensively and take them out of the game offensively. Now Green will bring a slash-making playmaker to the offense of Shane Burkhart's Lumberjacks. Now Coach is excited to bring in these two transfers and said that they'll be fighting for a starting position. He liked their character and how they fit the Lumberjack system.
When we were recruiting anybody, that they have to fit into our guys. We're not asking Malcolm or Jay, or if we add somebody else, to come in here and be our savior. Our foundation is built, it is set.
And Coach believes that the additions of Porter and Green will help this team in winning a Big Sky championship. Now, moving on to the women's team. A familiar face is coming home to Flagstaff. Former Coconino High School star JJ Nakai is back in Flagstaff and excited to be playing her senior year with the Lumberjacks.
The big one, just kind of like my family being here. And then I guess another factor was just kind of like the support system that I would have being here, and just having my whole tribe, especially because I'm Navajo.
Family is a big part of Nakai's life. Anne was not able to see her family as much being in Reno last year playing for Nevada. Her mom still drove the 10-hour drive a few times, but that would now change really quickly to a short drive to the Sky Dome. Now moving away from college athletics and onto high school sports. Even if you have been hooked into social media like me during this quarantine, you might have noticed that Senior Spotlight or Senior Appreciation has been trending. These are stories about senior athletes that were not able to finish their final season. From myself and everyone here at NAZ Today, we now honor all of Flagstaff's class of 2020. On March 30th, the AIA canceled the rest of the spring sports and championships. This left seniors around Flagstaff devastated. Today, we start honoring those that weren't able to finish their final season. Starting off right here on the track with Flag High's Anna Harmon, Matthew Stalker, as well as NPA's Alex Zavala.
I was kind of bummed out because it's kind of been probably the highlight of my senior year. I've kind of just been looking forward to that the whole time.
I finally felt comfortable with myself on a track. I was just shocked because that all got taken away.
With the current quarantine precautions, the seniors are faced with another hurdle to get over.
It's kind of hard to stay motivated, honestly, because I have nothing to run for right now.
As much as I want to go and run my heart out, it's not the time to do it right now.
Despite the situation, track has always been a positive note in their lives.
It's just been probably one of the most important things in my life in the past 4 years.
I'm just so thankful that track exposed me to all these different people, and it taught me to believe in myself.
It's how I chose my schools and how I kind of planned around my senior year. So I love track.
Go, go, go! Go, Alex! Go!
Even with the season cut short, Alex Zavala had the best 400-meter time in Division 4, and Matthew Stalker was ranked 5th in Division 2 for the 110 hurdles. But with graduation approaching, these three aren't ready to hang up their cleats. Alex has committed to run for St. Mary's in Maryland, Matthew looks to walk on to NAU, and Anna is awaiting to hear if she made the CCC team.
I don't think I would have been able to say bye just yet.
Ryan Peretti, NAZ Today. If you want to keep up with more senior appreciation stories, follow our social media. Joy, now back over to you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Joy Johnson reporting from Phoenix. Aaron, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Joy. Now, this will likely be our last official broadcast of the season. We hope to be back within the next few months, but we are in an uncertain time, and we cannot be sure about our next show. We will, however, continue to update you on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at NAZ Today, and our website, naztoday.com. Until then, we'd like to thank everyone for staying with us. It's been a privilege to be able to serve our community in this difficult time, and we look forward to providing for you in the future. And to our graduating seniors, including our own Ryan Peretti, congratulations. Until then, I'm Aaron Vidito. Stay safe, be kind to one another, and good night.